All right, today's episode 53, and I'm 410 days from turning 60. Now, I want to be honest with you and let you know that recently has been heavy. Not just busy, not just stressful, but really weighty. And as a Christian, I believe we have an enemy. I believe in spiritual warfare. And I've noticed something over time that when you get serious about walking with Christ, it's like a pressure point that shows up to break your focus, break your peace, and break your consistency. And when it doesn't break you, sometimes it feels like it shifts towards the people close to you. It goes after them. So here's what that's forced me to look at: the roles I play in other people's lives, because I spend a lot of time working with people in recovery. And that's part of my growth too. That's my walk, my faith, and my obedience. But every once in a while, you get a couple of people you really care about, and they're going through something so heavy that it's just not being a friend. It means you become a mentor, a sponsor, coach, crisis support, all at once. And I've gotten a lot better at boundaries this past year. I really have. But when it's someone close, you can convince yourself, just this once, I'll go above and beyond. And sometimes that's love, but sometimes it's not love. Sometimes it's fear. Sometimes it's control. Sometimes it's an old pattern dressed up like responsibility. So the question I've been sitting with is, how far do I go? And is it actually the right thing? Because here's what I'm learning. When life gets compounded, when you've got multiple heavy situations at once, the little areas you feel you let slide, they don't stay little. So they become openings, they become drains, they become places where your peace leaks out. So I'm making adjustments, not dramatic, not emotional, just wise. And boundaries aren't me being cold. Boundaries are me being a steward. So if I burn out, I'm no good to anyone. And if I get spiritually sloppy, I become vulnerable. If I stop doing my own fundamentals, I start trying to save everybody else while I lose myself slowly. And that brings me to something I'm thinking about for this channel. In recovery, one of the most underrated strategies is this: go back to fundamentals. It's like peeling an onion. You deal with something you knew was there, and then a deeper layer shows up. Something you neglected for years, maybe your whole life. And if you're serious about change, you don't just power through with motivation. You build on foundation over time, sometimes over 12 months or more. So here's my thought, and I'm genuinely asking you. What if, across the remaining days to 60 episodes, I lightly integrate some 12-step foundations, not as recovery meetings, not as a replacement for actually doing recovery, but as a principle that can help anybody? Because a lot of people hear recovery and they think, that's not me. I don't fit that mold. I'm not that person. I'm not addicted. But recovery isn't just about substances. It's about hurts, habits, and hangups. It's about the places where we cope, control, hide, or perform. So I'm thinking maybe I introduce ideas like ownership, making amends, inventory, surrender, boundaries, daily honesty, and community in a way that's practical and stigma-free. But I don't want to hijack the channel either. This is Day to 60, a daily journal, and I want it to stay simple and real. So I want your feedback. Would you want that? Would it help you? Or would it pull this off track? And for today, here's my one small thing. I'm choosing one boundary I need to reinforce. I'm going to communicate it clearly, without guilt, without drama, and without over-explaining. Because peace isn't something I stumble into. Peace is something I project. Now, this is episode 53, and I think this is one day better. What do you think?